Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's MLP, Season 6, Episode 20, Viva Las Pegasus. And we're finally going there. I do know a couple of things about this episode, and that is not through my fault, as has been the case before. This is through people either not being discreet at the right time, or, as I say, emails come through telling me that certain people have uploaded things, but not episode reactions, but it still has images from the episode, and sometimes someone will promote something on Twitter, you know, barely moments after an episode has aired. Like, can you not? Like, I know that's a ridiculous thing to ask, but because I watch these episodes like a day or 2 days after, the internet becomes untreadable, and it's harder than you would believe for someone who's actually active to avoid spoilers and such. And I'm a complete introvert and shut-in. I need my internet, and so that's a hazard I have to deal with, and it's sometimes something that happens. You know, so there's never any guarantee. I mean, I was completely blind with last week's episode, and I have no idea what's going to happen in the run-up to the finale. I mean, we can all guess what the finale is going to be about, that it involves Starlight in some way, but I know no specifics whatsoever. I know absolutely nothing about the finale. So, yeah, this episode, though, I've heard people talking about Flim and Flam, so that's a thing. They're back again. And so I can only imagine that they're either hatching some new scheme in Las Pegasus, or they're genuinely trying to do something there. And as I saw, someone posted a screenshot of Applejack and Fluttershy in some kind of mess hall or cafeteria, so I'm guessing this is a map episode, since Pinky and Rarity were sent to that restaurant. I'm assuming that this will be Applejack and Fluttershy then. So that means 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Why do I feel I'm misplacing someone? Yeah, Pinky's gone. The other Earth Pony's gone. Fluttershy. Rainbow! Ugh, for some reason I kept placing her in Spice Up Your Life, but no, she didn't go. That was weird. Brain, what are you doing? Yeah, so Rainbow and Twilight might have a map episode in between now and the finale. That might be interesting. Somewhere where only their wings can take them. I'd like that. You know, some sort of flying adventure. But that's not why we're here. We're here for Viva Las Pegasus, Flim and Flam return, maybe Applejack reconciling with them? I have no idea, because wouldn't it be a bit much of a retread to have them be just like A Leap of Faith? Well, oh, we're back, we've got a product, and oh, it was fake. Yeah, we haven't changed at all. You know, it would be a bit weird if they went for that exact same thing again, so I'm hoping there might be some redemption factor here, so we'll have to see. So yeah, this is another case of, I know sort of something about it, but I have no idea what the plot is, and you know I'm going to enjoy it anyway because I'm an optimistic son of a bitch. So, there you have it. Off we go.
The map is sending us where?
Hey.
Las Pegasus?
But Las Pegasus is a
It's like a Disney castle on the right.
Big party.
All those lights and sounds, not to mention the crowds. Oh, just the thought of it is overwhelming.
One big party.
You know, Las Pegasus doesn't seem like either of your cups.
But Pinky wishes she went.
I have total faith you wouldn't have been called unless you were the perfect ponies for the job.
Probably not as bad as we think. It can't just be a loud, obnoxious party all the time, right?
Well, Pinky will have trained you up for it.
Applejack, it isn't as bad as we thought.
It's worse.
You're right. It's worse.
Oh, that looks like a grand old time. What are you talking about?
Open and honest, if you just let me level me. I say we've been this way now since the day we met the devil. What we do and don't we know how to do, and won't be bought and sold, controlled until we don't know how to rebel. What it was we were wearing, the noise that you've been hearing, a culmination of an awful lot of people caring. Let's face it, you're afraid of to find out what we're made of, and in the process made aware that there is nothing here with bearing.
I gotta say, I really enjoyed the echoing inside Twilight's castle. I thought there was something wrong with my speakers, but no, it was just very good audio work. Oh, arcade. I'd be in there all day.
That could be on the fritz again. I mean, this place seems a lot more suited to Pinkie Pie, or even Rainbow Dash.
If
Well.
Twilight trusts the map, then so do I. All we have to do is
I follow whatever Twilight says.
Get back home. Of course, we have to find it first.
And make sure to experience our signature
Oh,
show,
there's already
Flim
stripes.
Fantastic. Trust me when I say you've never seen anything like it. Unparalleled acrobatics.
That's beautiful.
unique animal antics. Your only regret
That's a
will be that
reference.
You didn't see it sooner. And like everything at this amazing, incredible, I can't believe it even exists hotel, Pony Fantastique is brought to you by the chair pony of kindness.
I can't believe it
Lightning
hotel.
himself.
Oh, Elvis! Nice.
Wow.
Was that a reference to Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Well, it is a little embarrassing, but the crowd seemed to like it.
He's totally
Just
Elvis.
glad Maine will do. And it's a pleasure to meet actual cohorts of the Princess of Friendship. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Yes!
I'm what you might call a friendship connoisseur, so naturally I'm familiar with the friends of the great Twilight Sparkle. Applejack, Fluttershy, it's an honor to
This
have
guy's
you here.
already threatening
I have
to
admit
be
you're not
the
type of pony
favorite
I
fan,
expected to find in Las Pegasus.
the favorite
Well, I
introduced
guess
secondary
maybe
character of the
looking for
season.
lights, music and parties, but working hard and making friends is how I turn this hotel into what it is today.
Nice.
And I plan to make it even better. Excuse me one second. Wise ponies may say the folks that come here are customers, but I can't help but thinking of each and every one of you as friends. That's why there's a 3-for-1 special on apple fritters in the cafe for the next hour. Enjoy!
This guy seems swell.
I'm just about to do my rounds and check on my friends who work here.
Is he a villain?
To find.
Lead the way, Mr. Gladmane.
Just glad me now, you hear?
I'm wondering if all this overly friendly stuff is a cover.
New moves or not, I'm glad to have a star like you working for me. I'll tell you what.
The too good to be true guy that ends up being evil, or more of a dick.
Stellar.
Mr. Gladmane himself is here. Let's run through the whole routine.
Now, don't make a fuss for old me. I'm just going to keep on giving a tour to my
That
new
beard,
friends,
though.
Applejack and Fluttershy.
Howdy.
Hi.
If this pony calls you friend, you're welcome backstage anytime. I
Oh, wow.
owe him my entire career.
Oh, shucks. Well, let's leave the artists to their work.
And his
Doesn't
baguettes.
look like there's any friendship problems here.
I've never seen a pink
Aw.
proud dog before.
I like the folks that come here to have a unique
Oh,
experience.
that is cute as hell.
And we love him for it.
Yeah, hello you
With
two.
Gladmane's help, we've been able to take care of all these little guys.
Now this place is
Siegfried
overrun
and
with a
Roy, is it?
Broadway.
Oh,
With the
glad
white
you
tiger.
like it.
Fluttershy.
Oh,
That is
honey,
adorable. Just fuss the animals.
there doesn't
I
seem
like
to be anything
animals.
wrong around here at all.
I figured looking for a friendship problem in Las Pegasus would be like trying to find a needle in a stack of needles. But every pony seems to be getting along just
Interesting way of flipping that.
Ladies and gentle ponies, despite what my competition might say, I know you've come to this fair city to be
That's that-
entertained, and I assure you there is nothing more entertaining.
just triggered
than
a
the
Vietnam
astounding
flashback.
Gladmane's Pony Fantastique. Now, I suppose that might be true if it weren't for the existence and far superiorly entertaining presence of the show-stopping exotic animal act that Pony Fantastique includes.
Those voices sound familiar.
They sure do. Flim and Flam.
Why, I won't even
I'm sure you
find
mean
that
Double
essential
D.
response. Except to say that if you were to consider buying your tickets from me,
And whoever
I
tags
might
along with
consider
him.
offering them to you at a substantial discount. I've always thought you get what you pay for, and in my humble opinion, these tickets are a value at twice the price. Don't let this price-gouging charlatan take you for a ride.
Oh, they're hammering it up. That's great.
How dare you? How dare I? Yes, how dare you? I was the one that took
Well, they certainly don't seem to be getting along.
Oh, that's genuine.
You don't suppose we've been brought here to help them?
Absolutely not.
Oh, conflict of you needing to be a good pony despite your personal opinions on the ponies you're helping. That is a good moral. Please go with
I
it.
know you and the rest of
You need
the
to
episode
suck
had
it up
their issues with
and-
Flim and Flam in the
yeah.
past, but they're definitely having trouble, and solving a friendship problem is important, no matter who's having
Let go of your grudges,
Of
gal.
course that's true. For any pony but them.
No, no, no. I don't agree with this at all,
sorry you
Applejack.
had to see that. I don't know why, but those two have been fighting ever since they got here. I thought giving them these jobs might help, but I guess it just made matters worse.
Trust me, I know those ponies, and you're better off with them apart. Two of them together will cheat the hooves right out from under you.
Yeah, I suppose you're
Haven't
right.
6
Flam's
seasons
such a show
taught
pony,
you
And Flam
that-
has such a head for business. Why, if they ever did work together, they'd be running this place in 2 shakes. Speaking of which, I better get back to work.
I
Y'all
think
enjoy your
Applejack
stay now, you
is sort of being
Pretty sure we
pigeonholed
should
into
help
this
Flim and
grudge.
Flam.
And I'm pretty sure there's another friendship problem here, and I'm gonna search this
I mean, I understand that she doesn't like them. She doesn't have to like them. But she should at least be mature enough to understand that it doesn't matter in the face of the greater problem.
Brother, I don't believe I have one of those. No, I already know what he thinks of me. All show and no substance. Well, if he's so smart, he should have no trouble
These
having
eyes.
a big success on his own. Why, he's the greatest sales pony that ever lived, of course. Just ask him. He'll tell you all about it.
Oh!
Sure, you could work out your differences if you just sat down and talked to each other.
I'm never speaking to that pony again.
Wow. And to think in the beginning I thought they were putting on an argument to trump each other's... And then, you know, they'd trick the crowd into going with the pony they preferred, but they're both still working together. I thought it was one of those cons.
It isn't just your show, and I'm improving it.
You don't pull a rabbit out of a hat or the trapeze.
That's the point, to give the audience something they've never seen before. Acrobatic magic.
So they're both going to solve individual ones,
It's
and
called
the map called them for
blending
both
genres,
problems?
And it's awesome!
So they both count,
Shouldn't some
technically.
pony do something?
They'd been doing this since they started working here. Too bad, really, if they ever stopped shouting at each other. We could take the show on tour. They'd be way more successful than staying at Gladmane's.
Now that sounds like a real friendship problem.
No, it sounds like the escape you need from the real friendship problem.
Stop! What are you doing? It's supposed to be a pink prairie dog pyramid.
Everyone's
It's underrated.
arguing.
You said a tower.
That's the
Why do you
stress
keep
of the
changing
showbiz
everything?
city, I assume.
I'm not changing anything. You said pyramid.
If you could be a fly on the wall behind any big stage show, I'm sure this kind of thing happens all the time.
I thought you two got along.
We used to, but we just can't seem to agree on anything anymore. We used to perform all over Equestria, but if we can't agree on a new act, we might as well stay at Gladmane's forever.
2 friendship problems in the same
3.
theater? Now we're talking.
If you count Flim and Flam, that's 3 big friendship problems all in the same place.
Well, I don't count Flim and Flam, since those two not being friends isn't a problem.
It certainly isn't for Gladman. Sounds like he's better
As an
off with
ambassador of the
Flam.
Princess of Friendship, this isn't the kind of thing you should be
To
saying.
be good for Gladman too. Both the Trapeze Show and the Animal Act would be better off if they left, but every pony's so busy arguing.
No, don't
that
get
they
me wrong.
Do you think he
Being angry with the character's choices is not equivalent to being angry with the episode. It won't affect my rating whatever I end up enjoying this episode as. I'm just voicing my first time opinions of the way Applejack is acting in the episode.
Did the director put you up to this?
I tell you, if Gladmane is your friend, you are welcome backstage. But if you are speaking of him poorly, you leave!
Gladmane is the kindest, most gentle.
Most compassionate pony I've ever known!
My problem
Is
is with him.
I just can't figure it. The only pony who benefits from all this feuding is Gladman. But by all accounts, he's the best friend any of these ponies have.
You see,
Bernard,
he appears like a friend,
Acrobat's Hat, claims that
but
everyone
he's
Gladman
creating the
tells
tension.
director that the star wants control of the show, and every afternoon tells the star that the director wants to get rid of her. But neither is true. And the Flying Prairinos, the pink prairie dog family,
Aw.
say Gladman keeps changing their act to make each trainer think the other is doing it.
Yeah.
So all his talk about friendship is just a load of applesauce. He's getting them all to fight with each other on purpose.
Yeah, what I said.
Every pony to believe that's what he's doing.
There must be a way to trick him into telling the truth.
Gee, if only there was a pony who knew how to trick a trickster. Or maybe a pair of ponies?
Fine. Guess bringing Flim and Flam back together might be why we're here. Maybe.
Thank you. I'm glad you at least considered it. I would have preferred if that had been your line of thinking from the beginning. I don't like it, but I guess we have to do it. That's what I want from you, darling.
Gladman is behind so many other friendship problems. How can you be sure he isn't the cause of yours?
Because the only problem I have is standing right there.
Same here, Buster.
Do either of you even know what you're fighting over?
Glad
Of course
to know
not.
That ex-brother of mine thinks I'm just a mouthpiece without a single good idea.
Gladmane assured me this former fraternal foal here thinks I couldn't say
Oh,
email
Gladmane's
to
involved with you
yet.
two as well.
Sounds to me like neither of you said those things. Why'd you believe Gladmane when he said you did?
Why would he lie?
Because he's afraid that the two of you together could move in and take over his resort.
Well, they are pretty powerful business ponies.
You know it's the absolute truth because
You never lie. Oh, brother of mine, I think it's
Well, that was easy.
payback.
The Canterlot two-step?
We don't have the chickens. How about the Baltimore flare?
My flair isn't what it used to be.
Listen here, y'all. If you're a
I
friend
love the way
of
they
mine,
speak.
I'll see. And every pony here is a friend of mine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is a twist I wasn't expecting. I'm loving this.
the what now?
Trust us. When we're done, there won't be a pony in town who doesn't know the apple-jackiest truth about Gladmane. That is, assuming you two are willing to help.
What size gown do you wear?
Ooh, my. Asking the important questions.
What's all the fuss now?
But I love this
Grand
angle of
matriarch
tricksters
of
v
the Rich
tricksters.
family. Impossibly rich. She's one of the wealthiest ponies in Equestria.
Ah, that's Fluttershy.
Why didn't some pony tell me? You know how I like to give VIP guests.
Oh, I love this callback to her fashion days.
Well, she's not exactly a guest. Word is she's planning a resort of her own.
Wow, she's looking really regal. Good job selling that.
And with her bits, she could take over the whole strip, hire away any pony she wants. And not me, of course. I love it here. My good-for-nothing brother on the other hoof.
Impossibly rich. What an honor it is to have you at my humble.
I like how that's a feasible name because of filthy and stinking rich.
Showing you around, but nothing could beat a personalized tour from the man himself.
Oh,
You'll have to excuse Ms. Rich. She saves the energy other ponies spend talking out loud and uses it to make more money.
That's a good line.
She'd love a personal tour. Say in about an hour?
Well, that sounds right pleasant. And if you can break away for a moment, Flam, I'd love to see you in my office so I can get ready.
Good job.
Are all of you sure this is a good idea?
Oh, that hair poof was adorable.
Gladmane is one fish that's hooked but good.
I sure hope you two know what you're doing.
Oh, don't
Of
you
course
worry.
they know
When it
what
comes
they're
to
doing.
throwing ponies off their game. No two ponies
This
do it
is
better
what they
than
do
us.
best.
Can't argue with that.
Exactly.
Hey there, boss. Impossibly Rich is just about ready for that.
He's gonna pull a
tour.
gun on you, dude.
So what do you want to see me about?
Actually, there's something I want you to see. The grand plan. Every hotel on this strip is amazing as this one, and every one of them mine. And all it'll take is a little sales pony ship like this. Hey there, friends!
Oh.
Think my resort is fantastic. Wait till you see Pony Fantastic.
Hey, I saw them ponies from Spice Up Your Life
Thank you very much.
from
Now, I
Winnieapolis.
know Impossibly Rich has probably been made you a tempting offer to come work for her.
Well, now that you mention it.
And as your friend, I'd never tell you what to do, but no pony's gonna stand in the way of my plans no matter how rich she is. And I sure wouldn't want you to end up on the losing side. Think you might consider staying here? Well, all right then.
Control freak.
They're coming!
And last but not least, Miss Rich, the jewel in my crown.
I love that that's probably how she's naturally talking. She's not making a real effort to whisper.
Oh, and why is that?
Because you've got the best talent in the industry. What stops them from just leaving to join any competitor?
Well, you see, I have a trick for that, I must confess. And it all has to do with how I handle my employees.
And how is that?
Well, like friends, of course. And I treat every one of my employees with the kindness they deserve.
Well, that's the way to turn that trope on its head.
There's nothing else?
Nope, just friendship. But you know all about friendship, don't you?
Oh, clever guy!
You knew the whole time?
Never try to con a con pony.
Wow, I applaud them for that. That was good, double or triple fake out. Wow, what?
I'd have thought you'd hit the road by now.
Whether we were able to fool you or not, you can't just go on keeping ponies from getting along. It's just mean.
But it's a meanness that works. Unlike your pathetic little toy. I practically invented the high roller hustle.
Trying to say to a con man that he's mean.
To ever figure out the secret to my success. It takes a lot of work keeping every pony fighting, but as long as I keep them convinced that I'm their only friend, all of Las Pegasus will be mine. Oh, you can't trick a confession out of a pony like me. I am always one step ahead.
Well, you better check your hooves, because you just stepped in a confession.
Oh, no.
Ha ha!
Wait.
Did that sound okay?
Never better!
Flim and Flam told us you'd see right through the fake rich pony thing. And that
Flim
when
and
you did, you wouldn't
quadruple
be
fake out!
about it. This was all part of the plan.
Oh, now, friends. Listen, I can explain.
This is Death Note levels.
Done enough of that, darling.
Oh, are they a thing?
I cannot believe we let him almost ruin our friendship and our act. Good luck finding another one.
Wow.
No!
I can't get over the Death Note level of I planned around your plan that planned around my plan that planned around your plan. That's fantastic.
Gladmane has left the building.
It was a twist I was not expecting, and it's awesome. And bye, Saddam.
If it weren't for your history with Flim and Flam, you never would have been so determined to find some pony else to help, and we never would have found out what Gladmane was doing.
Yeah, the map seems aware of this destiny crap.
Even those two con ponies kindness, we never would have been able to trick the trickster. It must have felt pretty nice to finally put all your conniving and cheating skills to good use.
In fact, we like to think of it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
They taken
Emphasis
over.
on the once.
What do you mean?
While this establishment undergoes a slight change in management,
Okay.
brother and I want to assure you that it remains the pinnacle of Las Pegasus entertainment, which is why we invite each and every one of you to experience the wonder of the Pony Fantastic Theater at half the normal cost of admission.
And while you're appreciating this historic venue, totally devoid of performance of any kind, we invite you to use the wonder of your own imaginations to fill the space
Nice.
at no additional charge.
So they're gonna have this place now. Alright, I can get behind that. You know, yeah, why not? So, if that's going to be a thing of continuity, that they own that place now, that's great. And it would be interesting to see if in the future they're still successful with it, and that's where they've, like, set up base as semi-reputable business ponies. That's good. Oh, that's a good conclusion for their arc. And, okay, yeah. I get this issue, get the issue out of the way. I didn't like at first how Applejack was 100% against helping them. I understand the grudge. I understand that she doesn't like them. Those are her personal rights. But what I don't agree with is the fact that she knows she's there to sort out a friendship problem, and they're arguing right in front of her. She has no reason not to think that there is some cosmic reason for them to be solving that problem. It goes against everything we've learned up to this point about what they're doing. They're spreading friendship. And Twilight said herself in the season 5 finale that it's a big trouble for Equestria if even one friendship dies, because friendship is magic. You know, it was treated as a disaster if even one friendship dies, because that led to what Starlight became. So the fact that she'd be willing to just let their friendship die, it felt very jarring. Like it didn't belong as a sentiment in the series. I pray that I'm not alone in that, and that I'm not just overthinking this. I really had a problem with how she was so instantly aggressive about that, vehemently denying to help them. That's not what the hero of a story does. And I know it's related to stubbornness, it's related to the fact that they've tried to screw her over twice, but there's contexts and situations where you need to put that to one side, despite how you may feel personally. And I think that at this point, 6 seasons in, she should be mature enough of a pony to realise that. Yeah. That's why I'm glad that she at least somewhat came around halfway through. They didn't like drag that out throughout the whole episode and have her come around in the climax or something. Instead, they immensely improved the episode by taking it in a direction I was not expecting. Well, I kind of predicted that the guy being, Mr. Perfect Boss, nice to all his employees, that guy was totally going to be, not as clean as you think he is. He's going to be, the big bad of the plot. And so it happened. But what interested me was the unique way they went about it. And I wouldn't even say unique, but it's not the angle most people would have expected going into this episode. Even if they somewhat knew a synopsis or something, well, I wouldn't know how deep the synopsis will go. But anyway, yeah, I think it... Yeah, I'm running out of things to say, but I totally lost my train of thought of what I said just then. I'm sure... Oh, wow. I'm back. I just had a bit of a brain fart, completely lost everything I was thinking about, and just sort of sat there in silence trying to remember myself. So yeah, I liked how it took it in the direction of the tricksters trying to con the con man, using their negative trait for a positive purpose, so that it would get revealed and everyone would start fighting. That was good. I really thought it was funny how the final conflict kept throwing you for a loop. It was like, oh, we did the cliche, we managed to record him like what happened with Sven Gallop, but then he knew about it and kept up the facade. But that was in the plan, and Flim and Flam planned around that plan to truly get him when he was gloating in the office, which he thought was private. That was actually really good. I loved that, because it showed more than the average level of care that goes into adding some unpredictability to the plot. And I'm not one of those guys who tries to meticulously review the show and berates an episode of a children's TVY show for being predictable. That isn't a criticism. It really isn't. Because this show has always been about the journey, not the destination. I mean, what would be the point in introducing a villain? Because we know it's predictable that they're going to lose. I think about it that way. Or that it's not about whether or not the villain will be defeated, it's about how they do it. Just like how 28 pranks later, a lot of people could predict that the zombie thing was a prank. But you're not supposed to be wondering if it's a prank or not. I mean, I guess that they did do it so that kids would be like, oh no, it's turning everyone funny, and then it reveals it's a prank. They did that well. But with adult minds, people don't seem to realise that we can pick up on these things, but that doesn't mean the show's been too predictable. That just means we were a bit too sharp for that episode. It's not the episode being slow. People get that confused all the time, and it's a major pet peeve of mine. You need to look at it through the eyes of it is a kid's show, and there's certain different standards to be applied, and that doesn't automatically mean that you have to, it doesn't mean make it a crap episode. It just means you're looking at it the wrong way. So I think this episode struck a good balance, because it had, the plot line that you could sort of see where it was going, and then it veered left, and it's like, okay, so instead of specifically solving these friendship problems, we'll solve Flim and Flam right away. It was like, the real conflict is that guy. We gotta get him revealed. That was interesting. So yeah, overall this was an enjoyable episode. I don't think I would put it in my top 10. I think it was just sort of there as an episode, a bit like Dungeons and Discords. It was like, yeah, it was fun, but I wouldn't really consider it something I'd watch over and over again. I just found a lot to appreciate about it when I really stopped to think. So on that note, yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. Flim and Flam, good to see that they've more or less rounded off their character arc. It's like they've sort of made peace with Applejack. They've got a place of business. They don't have to move on, run away or anything. And yeah, who knows? This is the turning point in their lives. This is where they're going to set up shop and become genuine entertainers, build a new crowd up from scratch. Yeah, good for them. Good for them. I don't even care if we don't see them again. I'm happy for them, and they can do what they like. If they show up again, then I'll say hi, but yeah. I am roasting right now. That's probably related to why I brain farted earlier. I will see you guys next time.